by Ballard. It's by Derby. Oh, wow!
Anyone name 5 Sunderland players?
This place has a heart!
Get out of here, man. That's Sunderland. We're slapping them 5-0.
Brian Brobby with a goal to relish! Sunderland will not be beaten!
Happy Sunday morning, Sunderland fans, or should I say afternoon by the time you're watching this. I'm still on cloud 9. I'm absolutely buzzing the way the lads put in that performance against the league leaders Arsenal. What to look out for in this video, we're going to be talking about Granit Xhaka hate, advertisement boards getting moved, and Reggie's tactical brilliance that earns us a point at the death. But before I get on with this video, do us a massive favour, smash the thumbs up like you always do, and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. And I'd just like to say I really appreciate all the support you've shown on the matchday vlog, even though I did it on me told. As always, these videos are brought to you by Tyneham Weir Garage Doors. Go and check them out on Facebook. Tell them Giles and Steve sent you. In the game itself, it felt as if like both teams won that one. Sunderland took the lead. Arsenal showed the mental capacity of what champions do, and I think they will win the league. They're a really good team. They're relentless, the amount of pressure that we absorb, and that's just credit to our defence and goalkeeper for putting in the performance they did. And what I mean by that is they were 1-0 down, they came out the second half, and they showed that mentality, what's needed is to be champions basically. Sunderland is a hard place to come now. We know the Stadium Light is a fortress, and other clubs know that now. Now, Arsenal are probably one of the best teams in Europe at the minute, and Sunderland gave them a very hard game. And, you know, like I said, at the end, when we equalised, it felt as if we'd won. It didn't feel like that to me. And looking around us, the way the fans were celebrating, that would, you know, would earn a late equaliser. But with it being Arsenal and the performance that we watched from the lads, I think that's the reason why the Stadium Light went up in 93 minutes. But you tell me one person who's not going to celebrate a 93rd minute equaliser. Oh, wait. Now let's get into the tasty stuff first, and that is Granit Xhaka has been receiving a lot of hate on social media from, you wouldn't have believed, Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans. One even said, I'm so glad the Arsenal players didn't embrace Xhaka at the end for the way he went on the pitch. Well, firstly, that's a lie, because Saka did. Him and Saka were cuddling. Might have done it with other players, but with Saka, that's what I definitely did see. Now, what do you expect him to do? Do you expect him to roll out and get his belly tickled and say, go on Arsenal, you can have this because I used to play for you? Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Once you cross that white line, it's game on. Simple as that. He's fighting for the badge what he wears currently. Simple as that. He's got love for Arsenal in his heart, we all know that. But he's not going to let it be an easy game for you. And just like Ballard, he came through Arsenal's academy. Arsenal's academy graduate. Look at the performance he put in. Where's the hate for him? Name. It's a very strange mentality to have. Not by all of them. Not by all of them at all. Because I've seen some really nice comments from Arsenal fans as well, saying Sunderland are a hard team to play against, especially at the Stadium Light, and they've got that momentum with them. So we have seen good comments, but we have seen quite a few weird, strange comments as well regarding the referee's decision. Listen, our Craig Pawson was poor, not just for years, but for us as well. He's always like that. He's not a good official in my opinion. But he wasn't that bad. I've seen worse officiating than that. Listen, Arsenal players were tossing themselves down on the ground, left, right and centre. In my matchday vlog, if you go and have a look, Marino is getting treatment right. And he's laughing at the Sunderland fans. He was laughing. He knows there weren't that much in it, the elbow to the head. And you maybe try to get a penalty out of it. And he was smiling at the Sunderland fans. Granted, the Sunderland fans were going like that and giving him that. But he was just laughing, and it was just a bit banter between the two of them. It was funny to watch, to be honest. To be brutally honest, Arsenal fans, you've got to agree, there was numerous times that Arsenal players were tossing themselves down, and the ref, you know, wasn't being fooled by all of it. Did it get us wrong one or two occasions? Yes, it was right. Ronaldo, I think he could have easily got another yellow card, but I know what his temperament's like, and sometimes I wish he would just calm down a little bit. But that's what we love about him. You have to get into Arsenal, and you have to give them a hard game, and that's what Ronaldo was doing with Saka. Kept him quiet for the majority of the game, to be honest. But yeah, maybe the yellow card what Ronaldo got was deserved. And there was a few other little niggly fouls, but the referee, he was bad for us as well. He really was, and it's always the same with Craig Pawson, to be honest. Now, the advertisement boards, it was funny, Reggie got asked about this at the end of the game, and he was like, he didn't say aye, but he didn't say no, he was laughing his head off, so obviously we did. There's the image of it, and we've moved them closer. But that's the thing, you've got to find ways and means to get the advantage in games, and obviously Arsenal have been known this season for the long ball. And I've seen a lot of fans whinging about them. They're spoiling the game. It's terrible. It's this 5 minutes in and the resorting to long balls already. I'm not bothered. If that gets you the win, then that gets you the win. Sunderland are good at long balls, so I didn't care. If we put it short to stop that happening, we did, and it worked. To be honest, it really did. So whoever came up with that idea, hats off to them because it worked. Then let's get on to the goals. We'll talk about Dan Ballard. Tell you what, I've been saying this. When he got injured, as soon as he's fit, get him back in. And we went on to win the game when he could have been selected. And somebody was saying, no, he didn't change the winning team. Now I was like, no, you've got to have Ballard on the pitch. You have to set pieces. He's top draw for it. And now when we've established Nordy's got a really good long throw from the Huddersfield game in the cup, I thought to myself, no, you've got to utilise that. You've got to have Nordy on for the long throws, and then Ballard, obviously with his set piece specialities. The goal came through a long ball from Roos. They headed down to Ballard, and that was Ballard to finish it, and the stadium literally went up. Really loud, really noisy, but we'll talk about that in a minute about the Sunderland fans. But I was absolutely out of the moon with that early goal. And like I said, Arsenal haven't conceded a goal in 8 games. And for Sunderland to do that, on our own match of the day, you know, they were praising us, every single one of them. So I think they are starting to realise that the money got spent in the right way. We went out there and realised we need to up the quality if we want to survive. We've done that, we've brought quality players in. We spent a lot of money, but it was also on a lot of players. They've gelled really quick. Spending that type of money is being justified. Now, like I said, that goal came through set piece, and Sunderland are really good at set pieces, just like Arsenal. And listen, the mental capacity of Arsenal as champions, I've said this earlier on in the video, and that was proven when they came out in the second half, because they came out with much more desire to try and get back into this game. I was worried about Sunderland's engine. Can we last the 90 minutes the way Arsenal were moving that ball from side to side so quick with the quality players? And when they got their goal, the field will be devastated, because he was at fault for it, really. Well, he's partially to blame. He was dilly-dally, dawdling on the ball, got caught. He could have released it much sooner. Gratuita was like, move it, move it, move it. And he didn't. He was like, oh, when he lost it. They've done a little 1-2. Eze into the striker, back out to Saka, boom. 1-0, down at the near post to Roos, and that we could have done about it. It was a good worked goal. But like I said, the referee probably's at blame for that. And that's the thing regarding Arsenal's goals. 2 of them came through mistakes by Sunderland. And teams like Arsenal will punish you. Quality top draw teams, top of the league, Arsenal, they're going to capitalise on their mistakes. And Siddiqui was at fault for their second goal with Trossard. Now, he told Hume to go out wide, and he sort of stepped to the ball as it went out wide, not realising he's created the space. Trossard to then whip it into the top corner. And what a finish it was, by the way. Absolutely top draw. Sunderland showed their mental capacity and were played till the end. I'm so glad the players really buy into what that means. It's our motto, and the club and the players get it. So it's always nice to see. And here, especially with Robbie's comments after the game, Jack said, last 10 minutes, let's get it. He says, I understand what the motto is. And he said, I've never heard noise like it. When that goal went in, that's the most noise he's ever heard in his career. And I tell you what, that's not even us at our best. So just wait till he does hear us at our best. He's in for a shock, I tell you. But the goal itself, you know, there was a class ball by Hume, pumped up at Ballard. Ballard flicks it on, and there was Bobby to do a half bicycle kick. And I thought the keeper done the right thing coming out and trying collecting it, because he didn't think that Bobby was going to do a bicycle kick. And I tell you what, Saliba and Gabriel have probably never came up against a harder opponent than Bobby, because he was just ragging them all over. In the right way, may I add. But credit to Arsenal and the fans, they did say that Sunderland's, Liverpool didn't give us a hard game like that. Neither did Man City. So credit to Sunderland. Sunderland's a hard place to come, especially on an 8 game. And so that's why you kind of tar them all with the same brush. A lot of them understand that we played really well. We played to our strengths. That's what we did. We were pumping the long ball in, tried to get flick-ons, and that's what we did, and it worked. You've got to come up with solutions against Arsenal and how to try and combat the way they play and how much possession they've got and the way they do dominate the ball. So you've got to attack your chances and try not to make silly mistakes, because them mistakes, teams like Arsenal will punish you, and that's what happened. Reggie, tactical genius, he brought on Mienda very late on, and what a reception he got. And he changed the system. He took Gutierrez off as well, and he thought, no, let's try and get this equaliser. He also took off Isidore, Lafay and Traore for Talby, Adingra and Brobby. And I tell you what, the substitutes, strength and depth for me, I think we've got really well now, because every single time the substitutes have came on, they've proved that they can play their part as well, which is always nice to see, especially if you want to stay in the Premier League. But I am so pleased that we did get a point at home. I would have snapped Jans off beforehand, and I would have snapped Jans off at a win down at Chelsea as well. So the lads, it's a really good way to get into the international break on a high with momentum. And then we've got Fulham. Fulham, I'll be picking the shirt out for the giveaway on that live stream, so come and watch us on there. Do us a favour, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in a bit. How are the lads?